Hi there, folks. It's Gus Sorola from Rooster Teeth, Brian McDaniel from Constantly Calibrating, and Gus.
There you go. I was hoping for the top end.
I have to. But so day 3, how are you feeling?
I've got an awful headache because of Greg Miller, so I'm still recovering from that.
And one of our guys, he came in for a hug and gave him ringing ear for about.
Greg gave me a really intense hug at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg's an intense guy.
He is, but no, we love him. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But how many people would you say are here this year out of the pre-order tickets and then people that got in the weekend passes?
We think, and I won't have the final numbers probably until tomorrow, but I want to say we're probably around 42 or 43,000, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And what is that a jump up immensely from last year, or
last year was 32,000, so we're looking at about 10,000 more.
Right on. And one of the other things I noticed was you guys are doing the RFID tags this year. So what brought that around?
We're interested in the technology. So there's a lot of logistic issues that go into like badge credentials for events or event credentials. So if the thought was that if we create RFID badges, they're not easily duplicated. Mm-hmm. So realistically in the future we can mail them out ahead of times and reduce check-in and setup times for attendees here.
Right.
Also we can do things down the road, like we can set up beacons for like heat mapping to determine where our pain points are, where people are crowding. Maybe we could even try to supplement with like the murder at the RTX kind of beacon style notifications based on where people are, and we can just do a lot of that tracking.
Yeah. So this is the 5th year, correct?
Yes.
So from 10 outside to now, you've learned a lot about how to run an event, how to make this what it is. You guys have turned it into something beautiful, I think.
Thanks.
Because you guys make wonderful, amazing content, and then your community really picks up the slack. I think I've told Barbara, the community of the Guardians, some of the best volunteer staff ever come across as far as conventions go, because most other places they just don't care. And was it the guys from Pony were like, we didn't understand they were volunteers, but they're just like they're right on it, and it's whatever you guys do to instill that in them is amazing.
They're crazy. I can't believe how much they're willing to work. We had we have 500 Guardians here this year at the show, but we had 2,500 people apply for those positions. So I mean it's super competitive, and it's a really close knit community. And those guys, they bust their ass. They work really hard on it.
Yeah, and it's tough because I want to not tread the same ground as other interviews or other stuff that you've probably heard a bunch of questions from before. So if I'm erring on the side of convention stuff, because I'm hoping that it's trying to be at least a little bit new.
Yeah.
But going away from that,
I want to ask what it's like being Simmons.
Yeah.
It's very maroonish.
That's my trigger. But no. My train of thought is gone. It was like this last year. Just essentially, hit day 3 and you're all out of it. I'm surprised
absolutely.
Miles has a voice this year because he was hoarse.
Yeah, I was convinced I wouldn't have one today either. It's barely hanging in there, but it's hanging in there.
So, podcasts and all the other live stuff. That's you've kind of taken over a lot of the live broadcast stuff. Mm-hmm. What's been the push for that? Because you guys have grown that out a bunch this past year.
Well, we we see a lot of value in it. We kind of started when we first started doing it. It was kind of an experiment, and we think that it's really proven itself. So we really want to make sure that we have a good number of shows. We want to have good programming. We treat it like television, where it's like certain nights of the week, certain times you're going to have your favorite shows. So we're just trying to build out a more robust schedule.
And what are your favorites to work on, would you say?
My favorite broadcast, it's definitely the Rooster Teeth podcast. It's definitely the most fun.
Yeah. For smaller podcasts, do you have advice for whether it's consistency or content just if they want to build themselves out, do you kind of have a either a spiel, something that you've
It's always consistency. I mean, you nailed
Yeah.
it when you said that. Just having a regular release schedule and knowing getting people used to going and looking for it.
So it would you say that it's also not, you don't have to have nice mics, good. I would say to an extent, good audio is probably pretty good, but is content more king in that respect?
Yeah, definitely. I think the content is definitely what drives people. When we first started, I think we were using some really cheap, crappy mics. I think they were like $20, like $30 mics. We have much nicer ones now, but just get started and get practicing.
Right on. I'm running out of stuff, so it's all good. But I think most people know where to find you.
Roosterteeth.com
/Gus.
Yep.
And then where can we find you on Twitter as well?
Twitter.com/Sorola, my last name, Sorola.
Right on. All right, this has been Brian with Constantly Calibrating here with Gus Sorola from Rooster Teeth. And thank you so much for your time, man.
Thanks, man.
All right. And we're good.
Nice to meet you guys.
Cool, man. Thank you.
But with RTX, man, how do you? I know you have to love to jump into tech stuff. How do you keep yourself away from that? Just like I need to run this whole thing.
It's just there's too many other things going on. It's like I want to, but it's like literally there is zero time for that. I can't. Well, we have a good group of like tech guardians and tech people working on it, so I know they'll take care of it.
Absolutely. What do you think of like the hardest thing it is to do? Because you have to do this, you have to do interviews. I remember you saying that are kind of funny. Kind of was like you get to that point where it's like I don't have to do all this. We can kind of get people that we trust, like you said, the tech guys. But I imagine you still have to do much.
Well, I mean, yeah, all you're doing is just freeing up yourself to work on other things. It's like just finding the more important things, focusing on what is it that only I can do? What is it that I need to take care of? What is it I can delegate and just delegate as much as possible.
Have you ever hit a point where like just things blow up? It's like, holy crap, I got to be there.
All the time. All the time.
What was the final verdict last year on Friday with the fire alarm? I never heard the official story on that.
That's an ongoing investigation, so I can't.
No worries. No.
I can't talk about that.
Cool. No, but thank you guys for that, because that's what got us hooked up with Pony.
Cool.
Yeah, but no.
It worked out for us in a weird way.
In a very weird way. No, it was funny.
Yeah. With the game developer that's like, hey, you want to preview our game for us? Like, us? Okay.
Sure.
We're not big by any means, but thank you.
Are you aware how many views we have?
Yeah.